It's time for Paris Tiger Sports on the Paris Sports Network, brought to you by First Farmers Bank, Ingram Waste Disposal, Farm Credit Services, Templeton Funeral Home, Longview Bank, Chip and Bethany Keys at Seed Solutions, Terry Elliston State Farm Insurance, Stuart and Carroll Funeral Home, Chrisman Farm Center, Country Financial, and our affiliate sponsors Paul and Kathy Porter, Steve and Lynn Young, White Sheet Metal Heating and Air Conditioning, Will and Mary Ann Majors, and the Mary Lou Pine family.
Good evening from Paris High School. This is Clay Best alongside BJ Pheasant this evening. We get set for another LIC matchup for your Tigers. This is their fourth of the season, and it will be Mount Carmel's last LIC game. A lot riding on this game, but looking forward to the girls being back at home, coming off of a win, actually back-to-back wins over Robinson, and now facing off against some stiff competition, Mount Carmel Golden Aces.
Now, definitely an upgrade in competition. You go from the middle of the LIC up to the top of it. At least you get to come home and do it. And they're coming off a tournament play. You know, they're used to games really mattering. So this just another one of those. This is like a tournament game here. Not necessarily a win or go home, but it's going to have a big impact on, like you said, the turnout for the LIC.
Yeah, we mentioned down at Robinson how that's always been a tough place for the Tigers to go down and play. No matter how good that opponent is, it's just a tough place to get a win. And you can multiply that by 5 when you're going down to Mount Carmel. It's a team that's always playing physical. You're usually playing up against refs or with refs who aren't familiar with the Tigers' style of basketball, so they're not used to calling the fouls the Tigers might normally get or might be used to getting. So it's definitely nice to have this Mount Carmel team making the long drive up north for such an important game.
I was going to say that. I am definitely glad it's them making that haul. Looking at their roster, they've got several names that I recognize from last year. They've got 3 seniors on the roster. And I'm looking at us. We've got 3 seniors on the roster. 1, 2, just a couple of seniors, but I recognize the Knapp girl there, the junior, also the man, Madeline Mann. I've seen her as well. Maddie Stevens, I'm not sure how many times we called that name last year. She's going to always be a force for them out there. And they're not used to losing. So they're going to bring their A game tonight for us for sure.
And Mount Carmel coming into this contest with a 20-4 overall record. They're 5-1 in LIC play. They did lose to Newton earlier in the season. They've actually played Newton 3 times this year.
Wow.
Quirk on their schedule. Obviously, one of those was the regular season matchup that Newton won. Then in that LIC tournament, after Newton defeated our Tigers, Mount Carmel got some revenge in that game and beat them to win the LIC tournament. And then they also met up with Newton in a tournament early on in the season. Yeah, you mentioned those names that we're used to, BJ, and Mount Carmel is going to feature a couple girls who I know Randall's above 6'2". She's listed at 6'3", and I believe Maddie Stevens is at least 6 foot. She might be 6'1", 6'2" on a roster, but Tigers are going to go up against those 2 down in the post, and also a name to keep an eye out for, one that's newer to me. I don't remember her a ton from last year, but Riley Hershey, just a sophomore. She'll be out on the perimeter and looking to knock down the threes like she has last couple games for this Mount Carmel team.
Well, when you got that presence under the basket with the big girls, that does open up things outside. It's going to put a little pressure on us to be able to guard both tonight.
Tigers headed to their bench before lineups and national anthem is played. They come into this game with a 16-5 record. As we mentioned, undefeated in LIC play, 3-0 so far this season. They've still got 4 games left, including this one. This is a big one. And they'll have Casey, Lawrenceville, and Marshall to close out LIC play. And this is it for Mount Carmel. So coming down to a close.
It is. It seems like such a long season, then all of a sudden it's over. 4 games left. It'll be here before you know it.
And some oddities in the schedules for the Tigers to have this many games left, and Mount Carmel to be done. Newton only has 1 game left. Newton also 5-1 in conference, so it's down to these 3 teams, actually just as it was last year.
The boys are like that. They've got like 4 games more than some of the other conference teams.
We'll take a pause now, listen into the national anthem. We'll be back with the starting lineups. Now we're ready for the starting lineups. Mount Carmel will be announced first. Then the Tigers, and we'll see Coach Tingley's been changing up just about every game now for the starters for the Tigers. So we'll listen in and see who the starting 5 are for Paris. For the Aces of Mount Carmel, starting 5 is going to be Riley Hershey. As we mentioned, a sophomore for the Aces. Maddie Stevens, a senior. Madeline Mann, who's a junior. Kara Lewis, the other senior for this Mount Carmel squad. And Evie Sellers, another sophomore for the Aces. Waiting to see if we were going to get the video tonight for the Tigers, but doesn't look like we will.
I haven't got, do the girls have their own video as well?
They do, and I think they've played it one time, but I think that's it.
I haven't got to see theirs yet.
Starters for the Tigers being announced. Kylie Edwards out on the court along with Kaylee Young. Macy Bicknell heads down the tunnel. Peyton Smith and Gracie Watson will be the other 2 starters for the Tigers here tonight. Tigers are coached by Dave Tingley. Coach Tingley in his 11th season with a 258 win mark against 65 losses. He'll be opposed by Matt McCarthy from Mount Carmel in just his 2nd season with a 45-9 record. Just a couple years in, but an impressive mark and another solid group here for Mount Carmel.
They had a pretty successful rookie season then last year.
Yeah, Mount Carmel did not get out of the regional after that successful year, and something I found interesting, they actually haven't won a regional since 2018 and have never won a sectional.
Wow. I would not have guessed that.
I wouldn't have either, even with as here's a really good look from down low to get this started. We're going to mention even in the Tyra Bush years, Miss Basketball in the state of Illinois unable to go any further in the postseason. Gracie Watson on the other end drills a 3 right in front of the Mount Carmel bench. Tigers are on the scoreboard and have a 1-point lead.
Gracie likes to shoot from the corners. That's her bread and butter there.
Mount Carmel into their offense. Over on the far side is Sellers. Mount Carmel squad is full of multi-sport athletes. Sellers was a first-team softball player last year in the LIC, as Maddie Stevens, a first-team volleyball player this year, scores it for 2. Kaylee Young sets up the offense for the Tigers. They're content to hang out for a second. Now they go. Pass goes to Bicknell, now Smith. Peyton's going to step into a 3. Rolled around and through.
They're going to have to step out and guard us if we keep that up.
6-4. We saw Morgan Combs drill a 3 in the JV game earlier tonight. Mount Carmel down low, a spin move, and a lefty layup is up and in for Randall. Good look at it there for the 6'3" junior. Jump ball will stay with Paris.
Nobody's missed a shot yet. It's kind of impressive.
Almost 2 minutes in. Edwards to Young. Smith there to set a screen. Young goes the other way. Now gives it to Smith. The jumper from the elbow rolls around off the backboard and through. Teams are still perfect. Smith is 2 for 2 from the field.
Okay. Give her 5 already here in the first.
Smith takes a shoulder from Randall down on the other end and makes contact right back. Those two go out in the post. Randall hits the deck, and a whistle blows just out of bounds. It'll stay with Mount Carmel. Peyton pulled the chair out from Randall. He was trying to lean up against Peyton down low. Ace is inbound, and they'll get Peyton for a foul.
That'll be Peyton's first and the team's first.
First free throw is no good. Stevens just a chance to get back within 1. Unable to do that. Rebound goes to Watson, who gives to Kaylee Young. In the corner, Edwards. 3 on the way, no good. Rebounded by Young. Her putback is good. (10-6), a quick start for the Tigers. Jump pass finds its target, then Smith bats a pass out of bounds. It'll stay with Mount Carmel. That was Mann unable to get the pass over Smith's outstretched arms. Combs will check in replacing Smith. Mentioned Combs in that JV game. Interesting note that she got an early break in that JV contest and expected to see her early in this game, especially with the post play of Mount Carmel. Combs will be an important piece of this Tiger squad this evening. Hershey drove right, threw it away. Intended for Randall, picked up by Edwards. Has Bicknell across the lane, goes to Young in the corner. Here's Watson, a deep 3 on the way right wing is no good. Just short, rebounded by Hershey. Hershey across half court, nearly dribbled it out of bounds, picked up her dribble, gave it to Randall. Randall across court pass to the block just inside of the lane is Mann, and she puts one up off the glass for 2. Bicknell, whistle for a travel.
She ran into a wall. Can't fault her for that one. It's going to take a lot more than that to move Randall.
Palin Camp checks in for the Tigers. Camp coming off a 14-point performance against Robinson the other night and coming off a 9-point performance in the JV game. 3-pointer on the way, and it's good for Olivia Peach, the freshman who's checked in for Mount Carmel. Camp looks to answer on the other end, no good. Rebound fought for. Young had a hand on it. Bicknell tried to rip it away, unable to. Here come the Aces. Peach with it again, right wing. Dribble towards the top of the key, then give it to Randall. Randall had it poked loose and stolen away by Camp. Camp, pass that somehow finds Bicknell, who can't finish the layup. Young got the rebound and was fouled on her putback attempt.
That foul was on Mann, her first, team's first.
First free throw from Young is good. Ties the score back at 11. Second, good as well. Young has 4 so far in this first quarter. It's 12-11 Tigers. Bicknell picked up Hershey at half court. Hershey got rid of it. Mount Carmel into their offense. Ball's loose, rolling out towards the timeline. Picked up by Hershey. Hershey is trapped by Watson and Bicknell. Watson poked it loose, then falls on the court. Coach Tingley asking for a foul as he thought she was aided to the court. Instead, it's just a jump ball, and we'll stay with the Aces. Hershey guarded by Young. Up top, Stevens had it, passed it left side to Peach. Down low, Randall. Out of bounds to stay with Mount Carmel.
Camp just kind of spiked that one out of bounds.
Hershey to inbound, try to force one into triple coverage, stolen by Watson. Watson is bailed out by Camp, who shovels to Young. Young back the other way. Has Watson cutting into the lane, catches, shoots, scores, 14-11 Tigers.
Watson with 5 now.
Hershey dribbling in the backcourt, gets across the timeline, then is trapped. We're going to say that ball was deflected before it bounced on the other side of the half-court line. 3 on the way from Peach is good, and we're tied at 14. Young back the other way, gives to Camp. Head fake, dribbles right, shut off by Mann. Up top, Watson, a 3 on the way straight away. A hard box out, no call. Combs saved it off the foot of Young. Will go the other way. Something to keep an eye on. We mentioned in the pregame show how physical this Mount Carmel squad typically is. This has always been a spirited matchup between these two teams.
Spirited. That's the word.
Even the little things, those box outs, the post-ups that we saw earlier.
Even the screens out at the top of the key are a little harder than usual.
Here's a drive in. Ball goes out of bounds. They'll say it was deflected. That was Camp who was chasing Mann through the lane. Aces will inbound. Pass into the lane. Randall puts the ball above her head, then kicks it out. Near side Peach. She'll fire another 3. Clark gave her a little bit of space. Taylor might want to take one more step out as Peach misses this one. She's 2 for 3 from behind the three-point line. And a late foul call on the other end is going to fire up this Mount Carmel crowd. That's made the trip up Route 1. And Young will head to the free throw line.
At the line for the Tigers, number 13, Kayla Young, shooting 2.
That foul was on Mann. It's her second.
Young misses the first free throw. She'll have a second. Another chance to give the Tigers the lead back. Unable to get that one back iron. Camp tries to chase down the rebound. Tipped up and then saved by Randall. And she threw it off Peyton Keys into the game for the Tigers. Off of Keys, Mount Carmel ball. Hershey with it from Mount Carmel into the corner. Peach, a clean look, and she gets this one to go. Bounced high into the air, then fell through for the freshman. She's got 9 on 3 triples. It's 17-14.
3 of 4. I'd take 75% behind the arc any day. just for her.
And we mentioned Hershey. I don't even think she's had a shot attempt from behind the three-point line yet. It's been all Peach from distance. Here's Keys looking to answer straight away. Got it. Peyton's shot has looked better and better throughout the year. She hit a few of those in the JV game. Drilled that one and tied us up at 17. On the other end, a trap from Young and Camp will result in Camp had it, but foot was on the line. Stay with Mount Carmel. .50 seconds. Hershey a baseline drive. Lost it off of her knee, out of bounds. Turnover Mount Carmel.
I've got them for 4 already.
Watson will check back in. 47 seconds left. So we'll see how aggressive the Tigers are here to close out this first quarter, or if they might try to drain the rest of this clock down and look for the final shot. Right now, we're just how we started. Tied up, 17 apiece. Mount Carmel sags off as Camp dribbles out of the volleyball line, out of the right wing. Young, she'll dribble out, down to 15 seconds left.
And they're content to hold for the last shot here. They got everybody spread out.
Watson, a wide open three, left wing deep, and she drilled it. 1 second left. Hershey will not get a shot away, and the Tigers close out the first quarter with a 3-point lead. It's 20-17. We'll take a break and be back with second quarter action on the Parasports Network.
Imagine if your farm lender specialized in agriculture. At Farm Credit Illinois, we reprice loans at no cost. We offer fixed and adjustable loan options tailored to your farm business. When you choose Farm Credit Illinois, you're not just getting low upfront interest rates. You're getting all these benefits and more. You're joining a cooperative committed to helping you succeed. Contact me, Heather Dunn, or Julie Crippen, loan officers at Farm Credit Illinois in Paris at 217-465-7605 or visit farmcreditil.com/contact. Good luck, Tigers, this sporting season.
(2017) Tigers lead by 3. Last time these two teams met was a year ago. Mount Carmel got the best of the Tigers. 54-39 was the final from Mount Carmel. Kylie Edwards led the way with 12. Taylor Clark had 11. Neither of those players have gotten in the scoring column yet, but the Tigers find themselves up by 3. Paris starts with the ball. Young runs the offense. Left side pass goes to Bicknell back in the game. She'll fire a 3 and miss it. Out of bounds, Mount Carmel ball. Macy with a shove on Peach at half court before Mount Carmel inbounded it. Shot was missed by Randall. Her and Smith made contact before Randall missed the point blank opportunity. Bicknell back the other way. Tries to split 2 aces, unable to. Stolen away by Hershey. Hershey up ahead to Peach. Has Stevens down low. Stevens poked away by Watson. Young came out of there with it. Up ahead to Cam. Layup no good, no foul called. Rebound by Mount Carmel. Palin maybe just a bit too far underneath the rim to finish that one. There's another steal. Back the other way come the Tigers. Young bounce pass to Bicknell, stolen by Peach. Camp hustles back, but she's going to get whistled for a foul.
That'll be her first, just the second on the team. First of the quarter, actually.
Minute gone by. Waiting for the first points to be scored of this second quarter. Stevens dribbled up the left side, had it poked loose and out of bounds. It'll stay with Mount Carmel as Kylie Edwards checks back in for Palin Camp. Hershey at the volleyball line. Randall up to set a screen. Bicknell step for step. Hershey gets a shot away. Missed it. Rebound in the lane. Pulled down. And a jump ball called as both Stevens and Kaylee Young had their hands on it.
Neither one wanted to let go.
Peach inbounds to Hershey. 3 on the way, near side by Peach. It's good again. She's got 12, and we're tied at 20. Young across the timeline, passes right side Edwards. Bicknell to the top of the key. Catches from Edwards, gives to Smith. All 5 Tigers go on the 3-point line. Now Smith will get rid of it, head to the block. Kick out to Young, baseline drive, floater over Randall, no good. Rebounded by Smith, second chance Tigers. Watson, Bicknell, 3 on the way, left wing, no good. It'll hop up over the backboard and head the other way.
I think they should play it when it goes over the backboard. You know, it's kind of like playing a game of Plinko or something from The Price is Right. You don't know where the ball's going to go. Could be fun.
And if you can make a shot from that angle,
Yeah.
why not get the reward for it, right? Mount Carmel back the other way. Pass down low to Stevens. She's going to finish through the contact from Bicknell. And we'll head to the line for a chance at a 3-point play.
That foul is Bicknell's first. Second on the team here in the quarter.
Stevens at the line, connects on her free throw. Make it 23-20. Here's Young giving to Edwards. Edwards picks up her dribble, gives to Watson. Gracie backs away beyond the volleyball line and will reset. Dribbles right, handoff Young. Off of an ace out of bounds. It'll stay with Paris. .5:28 left, second quarter. Tigers trail by 3. Edwards uses a Combs screen. Roll from Combs. A lob, catch, and a can't finish. Missed shot by Combs.
Sure looked good.
Looked like it was soft off the glass, hit the rim twice, and then bounced out. Peach has it on the right wing. Young closes out. Pass was deflected, and a timeout's going to be called by Coach McCarty of Mount Carmel. It's a full timeout. We'll take a break with them. No, 30-second timeout. Is that what you just said?
Yeah, it's a 30.
30-second. Players are having a seat, so they'll get a rude awakening when they
Yes, they will.
get cut short. We have mentioned the JV game a couple times. Paris did win that one 58-36. Kenzie England finished that game with 11 points. Then the other 4 starters all had 9. Peyton Keys, Morgan Combs, Palin Camp, and J.C. Young had 9. So starters combined for 47 of those 58 points. And the Tigers pulled away in the last half of the third and the fourth quarter of that one.
Nobody seems to be pulling away yet in this one. Just back and forth, living and dying by the 3-point shot.
It's a 3-point game right now. Mount Carmel inbounds to get us back underway. Under 5 minutes to play, second quarter. Hershey picks up her dribble, gives to Peach. They were looking down low for Randall, who had position on Combs. Now they go to her. Randall, shot up no good, but an offensive rebound from Mann. Put back won't go. Rebound tipped up, then kicked by Young inadvertently. Caught by Clark. Give it to Young, up ahead Bicknell on the baseline. Macy's kick out intended for Edwards is deflected out of bounds. Young inbounds to Bicknell. Guarded by Hershey into the lane. Shot up, deflected. That was blocked by Randall. Here comes Mount Carmel. Man on the other end. To Peach, to Randall. Down low, here's Stevens. Shot up off the glass is good over Clark, and it's a 5-point lead for Mount Carmel. Here's Young. Hesitates for half a second, then drives, missed the shot, got it back, put it back up and in. 25-22. Odd to see teams have such tall girls and keep them outside as much as they do, to see Randall way up by the half-court line right now. But they also like these one-on-one matchups down low that they've gotten with Stevens. Here's Hershey for three. She drilled it.
First one we've seen from her tonight.
Young up ahead to Edwards. 6-point game. Largest Mount Carmel lead. Clark gives to Edwards. Edwards handoff to Young, guarded by Peach. Young forces one up. High off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Stevens.
Not sure that was a shot coach wanted.
Hershey back the other way. 3 minutes left before halftime. Still a 6-point game. Bicknell poked it loose. Picked up by Hershey. Hershey gets rid of it to Mann. Looks down low at Stevens. Now has another pass deflected. Mount Carmel has made plenty of lazy passes that have been deflected by the Tigers. Hoping for more of them to end up in turnovers as they're rolling their way out to the teammates.
You can't pass like that against the Tigers. You got girls like Camp and Bicknell out there. They think they can steal every ball that leaves your hand. Sometimes even when it's in your hand.
Here's Mann, a handoff to Hershey. Into the corner, Peach. Young closes out. Peach had it poked loose by Camp. Young's on it in a tough spot as it's behind her, and a jump ball will be called. It'll go to the Tigers.
Usually it's a jump ball when two girls get their hands on it. That was just kind of like we got three laying on it. I don't know if anybody actually had a hand on it.
Like when a goalie ices the puck in hockey.
Yeah, yeah.
No other option but to blow it dead and start over. 2.5 to play second quarter. Young to Edwards, has Watson in the corner. Edwards gives to Smith up top. Camp down low. Here's Young, a three right wing. No good. Put it into the corner of the rim and glass. Rebounded by Mount Carmel. Peach has it. Gives to Mann. Mann drives in. Lucky to keep her pivot foot on the ground. Shot blocked by Camp on Peach. But that's Randall who cleans it up. Edwards down low to Smith. Smith unable to hold on to it, but it was last touched by Peach, and it'll stay with the Tigers. Randall is gassed, and they're going to get her out. Stevens will replace her. Young, pass intended for Camp, deflected, out of bounds. It'll stay with the Tigers. .148. If there was a time for a minute and 48 seconds of no whistle basketball, it'd be right now with Randall on the bench. I'd like for her to stay off the court as much as possible, but we've got a couple of whistles back to back. This time it was foul on Mount Carmel as Camp drove.
Fouls on Hershey, her first.
Palin hits the first free throw. She'll have a second. Chance to get the Tigers back within 6. Peyton Keys back in, replacing Kylie Edwards. Palin misses the second. 7-point game. Hershey dribbled right into 3 Tigers. Makes a jump pass to get out of it. Has it back deep on the left wing. Sellers fires from 3, maybe blocked by Watson. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be Mount Carmel ball. That 3 that was blocked or an air ball came from right in front of the boys basketball team over there here to support the girls this evening. Looks like the whole entire varsity squad over there supporting. Shot from Hershey's no good on the baseline. Young up the court for the Tigers. Keys, now Watson. Gracie will back it away and give to Young. Haley picked up her dribble. Has to give to Camp, right side. Watson cuts through the lane. Smith pops to the top of the key. Here's Keys, right wing. Watson now. 3 Tigers standing all right next to each other on the far side. Now they spread out. Keys right wing, a few steps beyond it, guarded by Sellers. Smith to Young near side. 40 seconds left. Watson to Camp. She'll fire a shot, no good. Catch and release on the attempt. Rebounded by Mount Carmel's Stevens. And now the Aces may hold for the final shot. A 3 would extend this lead to 10. Instead, they might try for 2. This is Randall down low, gets a shot away and put it up and in. A soft touch, hit the front of the rim, then rolled up and over. It's 32-23, down to 7 seconds left. Young drove in, turned it over. 3 seconds, up ahead. Hershey has time. Stops on the block and scores it for 2. It's 34-23. Mount Carmel with 4 points in the final minute to extend this lead to 11 at halftime. We'll take a break and be back with first half stats here on the Parasports Network.
Cornerstone Building Brands is the largest manufacturer of exterior building products in North America, servicing commercial, residential, and repair and remodel markets. They're the #1 manufacturer of vinyl siding, windows, and metal accessories, as well as North America's top choice in metal roofing and wall systems. With an expansive product offering and more than 100 locations, they're committed to providing high-quality exterior building solutions that their customers and communities can count on. That's Cornerstone Building Brands in Paris. With 2 convenient locations in Paris and Kansas, Templeton Funeral Home is always there providing the care and service you and your loved ones deserve. Pete, Mark, and the staff at Templeton Funeral Home would like to wish all the Tigers the best of luck this season. Go Tigers! North American Lighting is a leading supplier of automotive lighting systems in North America, and they're proud supporters of Paris Tiger Athletics. They'd like to wish all the Tigers the best of luck this sporting season. Located at the Paris Airport, Seat Solutions wants to wish the best to all Paris Tiger teams this season. Contact Chip or Bethany Keys at 251-0153. Stuart and Carol Funeral Home is dedicated to providing compassionate and individual attention to every family they serve, sincerely caring for your family's needs. Stuart and Carol Funeral Home proudly supports Paris Tiger Athletics. Moody Farms of Paris is a proud supporter of Paris Tiger student athletes. Whether they're on the court, in the field, or in the classroom, Moody Farms wants to wish all of our Tigers the best of luck this year. Terry Elliston has been your good neighbor State Farm agent since 1981. They focus on auto, home, life, farm, and business insurance, along with financial products throughout Paris and the surrounding areas. Their mission is to put the interest of others ahead of their own. They're committed to doing whatever is needed to meet their customers' needs and to truly be a good neighbor by serving the community in which they work and live. Call State Farm for a free auto insurance quote at 465-8548. For nearly 100 years, farmers have counted on FS to provide agriculture-related products and services. Call 465-1560 for fuels, lubricants, or propane for home and farm use.
We are many, we are one. You have so much to give, continuing what we've begun, helping our families to truly live. I will, you will, together we will show some heart, do our part, take a compassionate stand for good, forever, for Edgar County, ECCF.
Edgar County Community Foundation.
At First Farmers, we are committed to the communities we serve. For us, joining a community means more than just opening shop. We want to see businesses thrive, generational farms succeed, and local families continue to put down roots and grow. Whether you're looking for a farm loan, managing a business, building a nest egg for a new home, or searching for the personal financial tools that will set you up for financial success, we've got you covered. At First Farmers Bank and Trust in Paris. The skating rink at Twin Lakes, formerly known as Twin Lakes Roller Rink, has been a popular establishment in Paris for over 60 years. New owners CJ and Mary Jo Becker are bringing new life to the skating rink with arcade games, a snack bar, TV hangout area for teens, and lots of roller skating. Stop by 1250 North Main Street in Paris on Friday and Saturday nights from 6 to 10, with a fifth quarter on Friday nights until midnight, and on Sundays from 2 to 4. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming events.
We're at halftime. This game between the Tigers and Aces of Mount Carmel. Tigers trail by 11 at the half. 34-23 Mount Carmel, and a rough second quarter for the Tigers.
Oh, that it was. We came out in the first quarter with a 3-point advantage, 20-17. All the shots were falling for us, and then they quit falling there in the second quarter. We only netted 3 points in that one. We still gave up 17 to them. They've been real consistent. And, boy, you let them outscore you by 14, and then you get a big deficit, and now down by 11 here at the break. I'll run down the scoring for you for the visiting Mount Carmel Aces. They are led in scoring by Olivia Peach off the bench with 12 points. Maddie Stevens has 9. Macy Randall 6. Riley Hershey 3. And Madeline Mann has 2. Nobody in foul trouble. Mann has 2, and Hershey has 1. They are 33% from the free throw line, 1 for 3 there. Didn't even need the calculator for that one. 9 of 15 from the floor for 60%. They are 5 of 7, though, on three-pointers for 71% shooting. That's pretty impressive. For the Lady Tigers, they are led in scoring by Gracie Watson with 8 points and didn't score a single point in the second quarter. That's followed by Kaylee Young, who has 6, Peyton Smith with 5, Peyton Keys with 3, and Palin Camp with 1. They don't have any foul trouble either. Camp's got 1, Bicknell and Smith also with 1 foul apiece. The Tigers are 3 of 6 from the charity stripe for 50% shooting, 4 of 11 from the field for 36%, and also 4 of 11 from three-point land for 36%. I have the Tigers committing 5 turnovers and Mount Carmel 6. Most of our turnovers came in the last 2 minutes of the second quarter, it felt like. Yeah, things got a little sloppy, trying to force the ball down the court. I think sometimes just trying to do a little too much, not protecting the ball. Bad things happen like that. So that's where we stand. The score 34-23. Tigers down 11. About 2.5 minutes to go here before the start of the second half. Keys to victory here in the second half. I don't know what you got to do better other than shoot a little better and try to keep a hand in the face of Stevens every time she gets the ball.
Yeah, it does feel like Randall's been contained, so a matter of stopping Stevens now and not letting any of the other girls. They've done a better job at closing out on Peach. I know she hit another 3 there towards the back half of that second quarter, but defense has done a better job at locating her. However, we also saw Hershey knock down her first 3.
Yep.
It's going to take a full team effort the second half.
Now Hershey's 1 for 1. Peach has come off the bench, and she's been a peach back there, just knocking them down. Hit 3 in the first quarter, 1 in the second. The Tigers haven't been shy of throwing them up themselves, but they've had a couple air balls and a couple ugly-looking ones go up there as well.
Energy seems to be high coming out of the locker room. Tigers back out onto the bench, and the starters back out onto the court. There is one other LIC game in action tonight. That's between Casey and Lawrenceville. One of those two squads will be getting their first conference victory of the season. Mount Carmel will start with the ball here in this second half. Man caught it just for a second, pass back out to Randall. Over on the far side, Hershey has it. Gave it to Sellers, to Mann. Hershey a 3, left it short. Had a wide open look at it, missed it, rebounded by Edwards. Edwards dribbles in, kick out Young, who has Watson, and set down low Smith, wide open for 2. Thought for sure she was going to stop and shovel backwards to Watson. Take the easy look from Smith, and it's 34-25.
That was a defensive breakdown there. Smith should not be that wide open. Tigers took advantage.
Hershey lobs down low. Here's Randall. Good defense, Smith. Out of bounds. Will say off of the Tigers.
These officials are letting them play tonight. A lot of contact out there, but it's going both ways.
And again, maybe a group of officials who have no idea how the last few meetings have gone between these two teams. So some officials that know how these games go might be more eager to blow the whistle and try to keep things under control. Yeah, we're playing through it here tonight. Here's Edwards near side. Drives into the lane. Kick out Young. She lost it out of bounds. Turnover Tigers. Kaylee tried to catch that one one-handed over here on the wing. Unable to corral it with her left hand. Back the other way we go. Mount Carmel up by 9. Hershey had to avoid her own teammate in Sellers as she was trying to work around the defense. And then threw it away. Bicknell has it. 2-on-1. Bicknell. Edwards running screen. And Bicknell lays it in for 2.
Tigers come out swinging here in the second half. Quick 4 points. Lead cut down to 7.
Edwards poked it loose. Young ties it up. Paris ball.
That's a turnover. Give them 2 now in the half. The ladies have come out fired up here in the second half.
34-27. Edwards. Weak bounce pass intended for Bicknell. Turnover. Here comes Mount Carmel. And a foul's going to be whistled on Bicknell as she was step for step with Hershey.
That's her second of the game.
First foul this third quarter. Peach has it. Gives to Hershey. Watson, good defense down low on Randall. Far side, Stevens had it. Now Hershey will reset. Far side. Sellers a 3. She got that one to go. And it's 37-27. Here's Young. Drives in. Bounce pass across the lane to Smith, who finishes it. Plus the foul. Young drew the defensive Randall over. That left Smith all alone once again. Too late for the defender to catch up. Smith has a chance for a 3-point play. No good on the free throw, so it'll stay an 8-point game. Hershey. Poked loose by Bicknell. Stolen. Macy has Palin with her. Bounce pass. Camp elevates. Can't finish. Bicknell a rebound. Put back. Rolls through. That ball was just hanging on the side of the rim. Somehow had enough to roll over.
I'm not sure how she did that.
It makes it a 6-point game. 37-31. Pass down low. Stolen by Smith. Hustle play from Peyton to get around the defender or the ace down low. Back the other way. A turnover by the Tigers. Shot up no good. Out of bounds. It'll stay with Mount Carmel.
Sometimes I think you get caught up in the momentum after a couple points, quick steals, and you're trying to go right back to another quick point, and you just throw it away.
Inbound pass goes to Hershey. In the corner, Peach, an open look. Missed it. Tigers catch a break. Stevens lost it. Camp ahead. Camp ahead of everybody. Layup too strong. Rebound. Corralled by Peach, who gives to Hershey. Screen set by Stevens. Hershey to the short corner. Kick out Stevens. Hershey down low. Randall backing down. Smith missed the shot. Then a foul is going to be called on the putback attempt.
That'll be the second foul on Smith.
Looks like Combs will check in for her. Might want to expect Peyton to try to pull that chair out from Randall the next time she gets back in there and is playing defense in the post.
Hits them both.
Keys back into the game for the Tigers. She advanced up the court to Bicknell, who had her shot blocked out of bounds.
With authority.
When Bicknell became aggressive against Robinson down in Robinson, that's when the offense really kicked into gear for the Tigers. Aggressive there, but she's also got a few defenders who are a couple inches taller than any Maroons. Keys down low, shovels to Combs on a bounce pass. Morgan can't finish. Out of bounds, it'll go to Mount Carmel.
That was a beautiful pass.
She just kind of let it roll off of her fingertips down low at her knees. Bounced right up into Combs' hands. Morgan can't finish. 8-point game, 39-31. Halfway through this third quarter. Another steal, this time Bicknell. Bicknell has Camp. Stops at the free throw line. In the lane, kick out Watson. 3 on the way, left wing, no good. Hard off the glass, and a jump ball's called on the rebound, but it will stay with Mount Carmel. Mount Carmel's going to take a timeout. Will be a full timeout this time, so we'll take a break, catch our breath here on the Paris Sports Network.
Family owned in Paris for 38 years, Savoya's Pizza is the place for real Italian food. Be sure to try their famous pizza nuggets and follow them on Facebook for their latest specials. Stop by 327 North Main Street for carryout or call 217-463-2500 for delivery. Farming is more than an occupation, it's a way of life. So when you want to protect your farm, it goes a lot deeper than protecting your crops, buildings, and machinery. You can't trust your farm protection to just anyone. You want an insurance company with decades of experience like Country Financial. We may have insured your parents' farm or even your grandparents' farm. So let us put 80 years of experience to use for you. Find out more about achieving financial security and farm insurance from your Edgar County financial representatives Dan Phipps, Mark Gladding, and Jim Blue.
Mount Carmel ball out of the timeout. Looks like the Tigers are going to pick up in full court pressure. Hershey to inbound. Randall back to Hershey. Stevens, a weak pass finds her. She dribbles up the left side and picked up her dribble. That turned into a turnover. Camp, jump stop, jumper no good. Fights for her own miss. Ball still rolling around, picked up and knocked ahead. Here come the Aces. Peach, shot up no good. Definitely affected by the defense of Kaylee Young. Here come the Tigers. Keys to Watson, top of the key. Watson Sends Camp through on the baseline. Passes left to Young. Young to the elbow. Had an arm bar to fight through from Stevens. He gets it back. Straight away. A three is good. Kaylee Young gets the Tigers back within 5. Hershey threw it into the hands, outstretched arms of Young. Out of bounds. It'll stay with Mount Carmel as a few Tigers check in.
One thing these Lady Tigers do very well is jump the passing lanes. They read those a mile away.
We haven't seen any changes made by Mount Carmel in that aspect. Plenty of passes deflected by the Tigers already tonight. And as they figure out this offense more and more, expect to see it more and end in turnovers.
Another one deflected out. They had 6 turnovers in the first half. I've got them for 6 already here in the second.
All these deflections out of bounds have resulted in an inbound play from under their own basket. Hershey into the corner. Stevens looking down low at Randall, guarded by Smith. Far side, shot blocked by Camp. It was going to be a 3-point attempt by Sellers. Camp stuffed it right back down into the court, picked it up, and here come the Tigers. Keys, a handoff Camp. She'll fire a 3, left it short, knew it, and it'll bounce out of bounds and go to Mount Carmel. Palin just 1 point so far this evening.
Yep, she's 1 of 2 from the free throw line there in the second quarter.
She'll take a seat for a quick break before her defense is back on the court, causing havoc. Tigers do that without her this time. Smith came up with it, gave it to Young, now Edwards. Young, another 3 on the way, near side, no good. Rebound, fought for, pulled down by Randall. Here's Randall dribbling with it. Out top, gives to Hershey. Guarded by Edwards. Near side man. Man poked loose, nearly stolen. It is stolen by Bicknell. Gets rid of it to Smith, who gives to Young. Young across the timeline. Bicknell has Edwards in the corner. Bicknell into the lane, floats one over the front of the rim and through. 39-36. 1:30 to play. Timeout, Mount Carmel.
A full. They're down to 2 timeouts now.
1:29 on the clock. Tigers back within 3. We'll take another break with them here on the Paris Sports
White
Network.
Sheet Metal Heating and Air Conditioning have been your hometown boys for over 50 years, offering 23.5-hour service. That's right, they need a half hour for coffee. Call John at 217-465-3195. The Paris Sports Network would like to thank our affiliate sponsors, Paul and Kathy Porter, Steve and Lynn Young, White Sheet Metal Heating and Air Conditioning, Will and Mary Ann Majors, and the Mary Lou Pine family.
1:29 left when we come out of this timeout in the third quarter. 39-36, and the Tigers have flipped the script here in this third quarter.
That they have. They came out on fire. Let's see, they've outscored them, did I say 13-5, I think, is what it's been so far here in the third quarter. Big part of it's been the aggressive offense of Macy Bicknell. She has 6 in the quarter. Peyton Smith has 4. We got a 3-pointer from Kaylee Young. All the scoring for Mount Carmel's come from Sellers here in this third quarter.
Again, full court pressure from the Tigers. Randall spins out of a steal attempt by Young. Now picks up her dribble just across half court. Count is on, has to find a teammate, and does in Hershey. Guarded by Bicknell.
Oh.
Hershey uses a screen, gets around her, whistles blow, and a foul called on Paris.
Foul's on the floor. There was a moving screen out there before that. She was jockeying back and forth and finally threw a hip on her. Let's see, the foul is on Peyton Smith. She has 3.
Hershey inbounds to Randall and gets it right back in the corner and drills a three. Tough angle, but she knocks it down. 42-36. Young back the other way. Keys steps into a three, left it short. Rebound bounces and falls out of bounds. Peyton tapping her chest saying her bad, but at least for me, that's a shot I want her to take. The way her three-point attempts have been looking. Hopefully that don't change for the freshman after missing that one. Smith, great defense on the other end. Affected the shot, stood her ground, now gets the rebound. Gives to Bicknell, who's tripped up, hits the deck hard. She's up and fine. Foul called on Mount Carmel.
That'll go on Peach. Be her first and the team second.
Morgan Combs, Kylie Edwards, Macy Bicknell, Gracie Watson, and Kaylee Young on the court for the Tigers. Edwards, her dribble nearly got away from her. Still has it. Do the Tigers. Combs, this side of the lane, can't finish. Had to pick that one up from her shoestrings, but was unable to finish. Back the other way, unable to get there in time as Stevens finishes. It's back to an 8-point game. Young, a handoff to Bicknell. 15 seconds left. Bicknell into the lane. Shot up. Was blocked, but a foul is going to be called. I think that might be Peach again for Mount Carmel.
Yep. Be her second.
At the line for the Tigers, number 23, Macy Bicknell, shooting 2.
Bicknell go to the line for two. Both teams with 3 fouls apiece.
Bicknell hits her first free throw. Palin Camp back in for the Tigers. And Taylor Clark, a couple of the key defenders on this Tiger roster, check back in with just 12.6 seconds left.
Yep. Don't want any silly fouls. Let's crank the defense up here.
Second free throw, no good. Rebounded by Mount Carmel and a steal. Camp has it in the lane. Camp is tied up. It will stay with the Tigers. And those quick hands on defense have earned an extra possession. And now Watson will check right back in. Looks like Clark will stay out and be part of the 5 on the court for the Tigers. Watson inbounds to Camp. Camp looking for Watson in the corner, finds her. Bicknell cuts through the lane. 2 seconds left. Camp looking for Bicknell, catches. They're going to say it counts if it goes, but it will not go. And we will head to the 4th and final quarter. Tigers trail by 7. It's 44-37. Mount Carmel leads on the Parasports Network.
Make plans to attend Lake Ridge Christian Church this Sunday, either for their traditional service at 8 a.m. or their contemporary service at 10:30 a.m. There's something for everyone at Lake Ridge, from infants to the more seasoned generation. Visit their website at lakeridgechurch.org or find them on Facebook to watch their service each Sunday morning at 10:30. With 2 convenient locations in Paris and Kansas, Templeton Funeral Home is always there providing the care and service you and your loved ones deserve. Pete, Mark, and the staff at Templeton Funeral Home would like to wish all the Tigers the best of luck this season. Go Tigers! North American Lighting is a leading supplier of automotive lighting systems in North America, and they're proud supporters of Paris Tiger Athletics. They'd like to wish all the Tigers the best of luck this sporting season.
Eight minutes to play. 44-37 in a game that might decide the regular season championship for the Little Illini Conference. Mount Carmel starts on offense. Hershey is going to pass out of a trap before it gets to her. Peach down low, blocked by Watson, but a foul is going to be called on Gracie.
That's just Watson's first on the team here in the quarter.
Free throw's good from Stevens. Second, no good, but that was Randall with a quick first step to get position on Watson. She got the rebound, put it back up and in, and drew a foul.
That's a line with ladies. It's number 30, Daisy Randall, shooting one.
That's what I get for looking down at the scorebook. I missed it.
Just 2 for Randall. Gracie picked up the foul. Free throw no good. Barely grazed the front of the rim. Rebounded by Smith. Shovels a pass out to Young. Young to the elbow. Bicknell. Bicknell backs away beyond the three-point line. Now volleyball line. Now she'll go with the right hand. Bounce pass to Young. Young, after Mount Carmel switched on defense. Young again. Gives to Bicknell. Tough pass. Macy catches, gets in the lane, shovels one up off the glass. Too strong. Randall will bring it up for Mount Carmel. Bicknell poked it loose. Randall got it back. Passes far side Hershey. Minute gone by. Mount Carmel has extended their lead to 10 so far in this fourth quarter. Randall to Hershey. Camp waits to check in for the Tigers. Hershey back to Randall on the baseline. Wraparound pass to Stevens. Now up to Peach. Peach nearly threw it into the hands of Bicknell, who was cutting into the passing lane. We'll see when the Tigers decide to send a few defenders out here at Randall. Bicknell left her opponent in Hershey to try just that. And it'll wind up in a foul called on Paris.
That'll go against Kylie Edwards, her first. Third on the team.
Inbound pass goes to Hershey. She dribbles out top. Tigers in a 2-3 zone. Drive in by Hershey. Smith against it, her ground. Shot no good. Put back won't go. A third chance by Stevens does go. 12-point game. Young back the other way. Gets to the elbow. Kick out Camp. Trying to get around Stevens. Unable to, but a foul's going to be called on Mount Carmel. Tigers fortunate for the whistle to be blown there.
That'll be against Maddie Stevens, her first.
Timeout, Paris. 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Did want to run through the schedule for Saturday, which will be the next time that we're on the air. It's a busy day of basketball in Paris, Illinois. First, right here, out at the high school at 1 o'clock. JV has the first game, followed by varsity, as the girls will take on the number 3 team in the state of Illinois for 2A, according to the AP polls. And that's Peoria Notre Dame. Followed by that at 4 o'clock, up at Ernie Evelyn in the girls' gym. The induction ceremony will happen for this year's class for the Hall of Fame. At 4:30, JV is set to play against Chrisman for boys basketball, followed by varsity. And in between that JV and varsity game, the Hall of Fame members will be introduced at Ernie Evelyn Gymnasium. Looking forward to that. Hoping for better luck here before we get there, is another turnover for the Tigers. And another foul on Paris.
Yep, that's the second for Kylie Edwards. Fourth on the team now. Down 12. This one's starting to get out of hand.
Tigers need to continue to force those turnovers, but convert on the other end. Here's Hershey into the lane. Camp swatted at it. Thinks she's going to get whistled for the foul.
Seeing a totally different player out of Hershey here in this fourth quarter than we saw earlier in the game. Much more aggressive, driving to the basket. Just changed the look of the offense here.
Hershey, just a sophomore, averaging 16 points on the season, along with 7 assists and 3 steals. She hits her first free throw there. Hershey had just as good of a performance against Newton in that LIC tournament championship. She actually led Mount Carmel with 18 points. And she's going to get a second chance at her second free throw after the lane violation called on Palin Camp. She makes them pay, and it's 51-37. Pass up ahead to Camp. Peach swiped at it, didn't get it. Pass back to Young. Now Camp to the free throw line. Edwards bobbled the handoff, now gives to Young in the corner. Young shut off on the baseline, forces one to Clark on the court. Taylor's fighting for it. Now Palin dives in there, whistle blows. Jump ball will stay with the Tigers. Would rather be forcing those on the other end and not flipping the arrow on your offensive end here.
Absolutely.
Young inbounds out top. Keys will fire another three. This one looks good. It is. Payton connects. 51-40. Keys has 9. Another timeout from Paris. It's a full timeout. We'll take one more break. There's 5:32 left on the Paris Sports Network.
Imagine if your farm lender specialized in agriculture. At Farm Credit Illinois, we reprice loans at no cost. We offer fixed and adjustable loan options tailored to your farm business. When you choose Farm Credit Illinois, you're not just getting low upfront interest rates. You're getting all these benefits and more. You're joining a cooperative committed to helping you succeed. Contact me, Heather Dunn, or Julie Crippen, loan officers at Farm Credit Illinois in Paris at 217-465-7605 or visit farmcreditil.com/contact. Good luck, Tigers, this sporting season.
Moody Farms of Paris is a proud supporter of Paris Tiger student athletes. Whether they're on the court, in the field, or in the classroom, Moody Farms wants to wish all of our Tigers the best of luck this year.
(51-40). Mount Carmel leads by 11. 5:32 left on the clock.
First points of the fourth quarter for the Tigers, though. They had these scoring droughts tonight.
Bicknell had a chance for a steal there, but she overran the pass. Such a bad pass that it wasn't a turnover, but here is a turnover. 10-second call. Mount Carmel wasn't close. It was.
Long time since I've seen a 10-second violation.
Yeah. Excellent defense by the Tigers.
Check the for the Tigers, number 33, Gracie Watson.
Those are just individual efforts to make sure your man doesn't get open for the pass. Now no Tigers are able to get open for a pass, and a timeout's going to have to be used. A 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here.
Both teams with just 2 timeouts apiece.
As if there wasn't already enough writing on this game. We've talked about the implications that this has on the regular season standings for the LIC. But next week, the coaches are going to vote on the seeds for regional. Paris is in good shape. It is not the most difficult regional and subsectional that they got assigned to, but it's definitely going to get tougher if they're able to make it out of that. This Mount Carmel team is in that opposing subsectional, so this could be a team that makes their way right back here in the postseason if they are able to win the first regional title since 2018 for the school. Peyton Keys banks one in. A runner off the glass on the inbound pass from Kaylee Young. It's 51-42. Keys nearly had a steal. Watson had her hand on it. Whistle blows, and this is going to be a foul call.
Yep. And we're going to the line. That's number 3 on Gracie Watson.
At the line for the Lady Aces, number 30, Macy Randall, shooting 2.
Just to finish that thought on the postseason play, and we mentioned Mount Carmel's played Newton 3 times. The way the assignments have been laid out, those two teams could very well meet for a 4th time to decide a regional championship. Second free throw, no good. 10-point game. Randall goes 1 of 2. Foul called on Mount Carmel.
That's the second foul on Hershey.
5 minutes to play. Young. Shot up, no good. Watson there, but that's Randall cutting in front of her to grab the rebound. Randall spins around, gives to Hershey. Hershey at the left side of the court. Bounces up ahead to Peach. Now out top, Randall. Cross court pass. This is man with it. Randall to Hershey. Again, impressive to have this much confidence in Randall to hold on to the ball as much as she does and possess it as much out near the volleyball line. 3 on the way from Peach, no good. Again, a good look from Peach. She's missed 2 in a row. Here come the Tigers. Keys left wing, 3 on the way, need it, no good. Back iron, rebound, pulled down by Mann, and they're going to call a foul on Watson.
That's 4.
Mann's first free throw, no good. Mount Carmel trying to give the Tigers some life from the free throw line. They haven't been their best. Second free throw, no good. But an offensive rebound, put back, left hand, no good. Third chance, this one will go. It's Randall. Young back the other way, gets to the block, shot up and in, plus the foul. Tigers needed that. Kaylee Young had her sights set on the rim from 90 feet away, and she'll have a chance at a three-point play to get back within 9.
Checking in for the Tigers, number 32, Peyton Smith. At the line for the Tigers, number 13, Kaylee Young, shooting 1.
Free throw's good. Kaylee's got 12. Tigers have 45. It's 9 points shy of Mount Carmel's 54. Up ahead, Hershey drives in on Smith. They able to make the shot over the side of the rim. Back to an 11-point deficit. Young to Bicknell. Bicknell spins around. Shot up, blocked by Randall, pulled down by Randall. Keys hounds her. Randall had it poked loose, but a foul called.
I believe that's going to be Macy Bicknell. No, wrong. Peyton Keys.
Randall down to the free throw line, makes her first. Second from the lefty, no good. Rebounded by Smith. Up ahead to Bicknell. Tigers can score in a hurry. They've got 3.5 minutes. Macy's fouled.
Fouls on number 10, Stevens, her second.
Watson with her 4 fouls. Looks like he'll play her offense and defense. Back in for offense in this inbound play. Camp, shot blocked. Watson had her hands on it, poked loose by Hershey. Saved by Keys. Randall up with it.
She'll be fouled by Young. Shoot more free throws. That's their 16th of the second half.
Mann is the lone ace on the court, not in double digits. She missed another free throw, getting instructions from the coaching staff on the bench of how to follow through. I think we found the ace to foul.
Yeah, she's
down
0
the
for
stretch
3.
here. Yeah. Fourth free throw, hard off the back of the rim, up in the air and falls through. I think we're 1 for 4. Young back the other way, handoff Bicknell, through on the way, right wing, no good. Rebounded by Randall. Randall up ahead to Hershey. She dribbles to the short corner and forces up a shot, but she makes it. Mount Carmel has 60. It's a 15-point game. Here's Young. Near side Bicknell into the lane. Macy nowhere to go and bailed out on the foul call.
Yep. The foul was on Peach, her third. Bicknell will go to the line for a pair.
First free throw from Bicknell's good. Second, no good. Rebounded by Stevens. Handoff to Hershey. Guarded by Keys. Long pass up ahead. Finds Sellers. Poked loose. Stolen by Bicknell. Bicknell controls across the timeline. Has Keys with her. Bicknell cuts over in front of Hershey but can't finish. Then Watson unable to get in the passing lane in time. Hershey up ahead, fouled by Smith.
That'll be Peyton's fourth. Didn't have a lot of fouls called the first half. We've made up for it here of late.
Yes, we have. Hershey's first free throw, no good. And again, it feels like Mount Carmel's giving the Tigers chances to cut back into this with missed free throws. But they've had a few second chance, third chance opportunities that they've capitalized on. Another missed free throw. Smith rebounded. Here's Bicknell on the right wing. Bicknell shut off on the baseline. Smacked by Mann, and Bicknell ahead of the free throw line. Another chance to score points with the clock stopped.
That's a fourth foul on Mann.
Free throw good from Bicknell. Now to get back within 12. Bicknell does that. 60-48, 2:15 to play. Inbound to Hershey. Guarded by Keys, fouled by Keys.
That's Peyton's second.
At the line for the Lady Aces, number 4, Riley Hershey, shooting 2.
Hershey at the line, trying to get to her season average. Nothing but net on the first one to give her 15. Second free throw. Bounces around and falls through. Here come the Tigers. Bicknell back the other way. Forces a shot up. No good, but a foul called.
Of course. That's number 5. On Mann.
Sellers will replace her. And I assume this will be the 5 on the court for Mount Carmel the rest of the way. Bicknell knocks down her first free throw. Got the second one as well. 62-50. Still over 2 minutes to play. It's a 4-possession game. And Hershey was in all sorts of trouble. She's saved by our coach calling a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. 2:05 left on the clock. 62-50. Mount Carmel leads. Mount Carmel with 1 timeout left. The Tigers have 2. Don't want to keep relying on Mount Carmel missing free throws, but I don't think Coach Chenley's going to be too afraid that if the Tigers keep playing aggressive. A few players with 4 fouls, but shouldn't stop them from looking for steals and jumping into passing lanes.
Well, they're only like 8 of 20 or so here for the second half.
Also would take 1 or more 10-second calls. Tigers got one of those earlier. Here's Stevens with it. Take the ball in her hand. She does get it to Hershey. 3 Tigers around her. Hershey's going to have to force a pass up ahead. She does and finds Randall, who finds Stevens and laying it in for 2 points. Felt like that was a really good chance for a stop. Smith another 3. Got it. Straight through for Peyton Smith. Looked good the whole way, and it was 64-53. Tigers back within 11. Timeout called by Paris, a full timeout. Let's take it with them. Send you through a few commercials. Be back. 1:42 left on the Paris Sports Network.
Cornerstone Building Brands is the largest manufacturer of exterior building products in North America, servicing commercial, residential, and repair and remodel markets. They're the #1 manufacturer of vinyl siding, windows, and metal accessories, as well as North America's top choice in metal roofing and wall systems. With an expansive product offering and more than 100 locations, they're committed to providing high-quality exterior building solutions that their customers and communities can count on. That's Cornerstone Building Brands in Paris. Located at the Paris Airport, Seat Solutions wants to wish the best to all Paris Tiger teams this season. Contact Chip or Bethany Keys at 251-0153.
.142 on the clock. Mount Carmel to inbound. Sellers looking. Pass deflected. Stolen away. This is Young with it. In the lane. Shot up off the glass. No good. Rebounded by Randall, who got it over Watson. And now fouls called. Randall will head to the free throw line. Tigers had a chance to get back within single digits.
Second foul on Kaylee Young.
At the line for the Lady Aces, number 30, Macy Randall, shooting 2.
First free throw is good. Second's no good. Rebounded by Watson. 12-point game. Bicknell left wing. Bicknell drives to the short corner, wraps around to Edwards. Kylie scoops it up off the deck. Out top Young. Dribbles to her left, to the elbow, into the corner. Bicknell, she'll fire a 3. No good. Rebound, long rebound, pulled down by Young. Needs to get rid of it, unable to before she's not tied up. She's fouled.
Number 3 on Stevens.
Young's first free throw short. Keys, Edwards, Young, Bicknell, and Camp on the court for the Tigers, all with 2 fouls. Second free throw, no good. Randall a rebound. Long up ahead, finds her target in Peach, who will lay it in for two, and it's 67-53. 1:03 to play. Young up ahead to Bicknell left wing. Macy gets into the lane, forces a shot up, no good, left it short, rebounded by Stevens. Stevens dribbles, gives to Peach. Now Randall has Sellers in the corner, gives it to her there. Sellers dribbles out and is fouled by Kaylee.
It's about time to quit fouling here. 45 seconds left and down 14.
At the line for the Lady Aces, number 31, Evie Sellers, shooting 2.
Foul's number 3 on Young.
First free throw no good from Sellers. 67-53. Missed both of them. Rebounded by Camp. Camp has Bicknell up ahead to her right. Camp thought about taking the three and said hands off to Bicknell. Here's Young. Tigers got to find a shot. And in the corner, Edwards will take it and miss it. Rolled around and out. Keys fights for the rebound. She's on the deck with Stevens and Mount Carmel. Jump ball, it will go to Mount Carmel. 27.9 seconds left. Tigers trail by 14. Having a discussion, I believe, on whose jump ball it is. Scoreboard has it going to Mount Carmel. Official book had it going to Paris. Official book overrules. It'll stay with the Tigers, and Coach Tingley will take a timeout. Guess he's got one more full left. Let's go ahead and keep it right here. A few more things to run through for today's game wraps up. We mentioned that this does have implications on the regular season championship, but because Mount Carmel has already lost one game, they did lose to Newton earlier in the season. It does mean there is a chance for co-champions. Mount Carmel 5-1, Newton 5-1. Newton does play Casey. Casey at the bottom of the standings, so if Newton wins that one, it moves to 6-1. And if this score holds and Mount Carmel moves to 6-1, that would still mean that the Tigers, if they win out, would still share that regular season championship with Newton and Mount Carmel. Tigers play Casey next Wednesday, Lawrenceville next Thursday, and Marshall next Friday. Can't imagine a team has ever played back-to-back-to-back conference games, but again, another quirk with this year's schedule. And a cancellation, postponement. Shot up from Edwards, no good. Rebounded by Bicknell. Here's Keys getting a shot away from the lane. Missed it. Rebounded by Stevens. Stevens will dribble ahead. Trapped by the Tigers. Passed up ahead to Sellers. Down to 12 seconds left. Don't believe the Tigers will foul. Camp still fighting for it. Keys step for step. Down to 5 seconds. Into the corner. Sellers turn it over. Camp has it. 2 seconds left. Camp across half court. Gives to Bicknell. Macy's shot will not count. And Mount Carmel has traveled to Paris and survived the Tigers' best effort. 67-53 the final score. We'll take a break and be back with the full game stats from this one. And a chat with Coach Tingley here on the postgame show. This is the Paris Sports Network.
Terry Elliston has been your good neighbor State Farm agent since 1981. They focus on auto, home, life, farm, and business insurance, along with financial products throughout Paris and the surrounding areas. Their mission is to put the interest of others ahead of their own. They're committed to doing whatever is needed to meet their customers' needs and to truly be a good neighbor by serving the community in which they work and live. Call State Farm for a free auto insurance quote at 465-8548. For nearly 100 years, farmers have counted on FS to provide agriculture-related products and services. Call 465-1560 for fuels, lubricants, or propane for home and farm use.
We are many, we are one. You have so much to give, continuing what we've begun. our part. Take a compassionate stand for good, forever, for Edgar County, ECCF.
Edgar County Community Foundation.
At First Farmers, we are committed to the communities we serve. For us, joining a community means more than just opening shop. We want to see businesses thrive, generational farms succeed, and local families continue to put down roots and grow. Whether you're looking for a farm loan, managing a business, building a nest egg for a new home, or searching for the personal financial tools that will set you up for financial success, we've got you covered. At First Farmers Bank and Trust in Paris. The skating rink at Twin Lakes, formerly known as Twin Lakes Roller Rink, has been a popular establishment in Paris for over 60 years. New owners CJ and Mary Jo Becker are bringing new life to the skating rink with arcade games, a snack bar, TV hangout area for teens, and lots of roller skating. Stop by 1250 North Main Street in Paris on Friday and Saturday nights from 6 to 10, with a fifth quarter on Friday nights until midnight, and on Sundays from 2 to 4. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming events. Family owned in Paris for 38 years, Savoya's Pizza is the place for real Italian food. Be sure to try their famous pizza nuggets and follow them on Facebook for their latest specials. Stop by 327 North Main Street for carryout or call 217-463-2500 for delivery. White Sheet Metal Heating and Air Conditioning have been your hometown boys for over 50 years, offering 23.5-hour service. That's right, they need a half hour for coffee. Call John at 217-465-3195. Farming is more than an occupation, it's a way of life. So when you want to protect your farm, it goes a lot deeper than protecting your crops, buildings, and machinery. You can't trust your farm protection to just anyone. You want an insurance company with decades of experience like Country Financial. We may have insured your parents' farm, or even your grandparents' farm. So let us put 80 years of experience to use for you. Find out more about achieving financial security and farm insurance from your Edgar County financial representatives, Dan Phipps, Mark Gladding, and Jim Blue.
Welcome to the postgame show on the Paris Sports Network. Mount Carmel victorious tonight, 67-53, and felt like it was swinging in the right direction there in the second half, but Mount Carmel answered and played really well tonight.
They did. Things picked up for the Tigers in the third quarter. Thought we had a shot. The last 2 minutes of the third quarter, it unraveled, and then it just didn't get back together there in the fourth. The Tigers came out, played them tough in the first quarter, 17-17 at the end of one. We saw a lid on the basket in the second quarter. We were trailing 17-3, and then they outscored us, we outscored them 14-10 there in the third quarter. And then I did not write down the final score. What did you say it was?
67-53.
67-53. Okay. Leading scorer for the visiting Aces. They had a couple players with 16. Hershey had 16, as did Stevens, followed by Peach off the bench with 14. Then it was Macy Randall with 13. Evie Sellers with 5, and Madeline Mann with 3. They shot 37% from the free throw line to keep us in the game. 53% on the floor, 53% from the three-point line as well. The Lady Tigers were led in scoring by a trio of 12-point players in Peyton Smith, Macy Bicknell, Kaylee Young, all had 12 apiece. I had Peyton Keys with 8, as I do with Gracie Watson. 1 point for Peyton Camp. The ladies were 55% from the free throw line, 35% on their 2-point shots, and 3-point baskets only 29%. I had us committing about 8 or 9 turnovers, and they really had a ton of turnovers there in the second half. They committed 12 for a total of like 18. The defense cranked it up, forced a lot of errant passes, a lot of steals. We just couldn't convert with them on the other end. And that's your final, 53-67. The Tigers fall to a Really tough Mount Carmel team.
We've mentioned the next time we'll be on the air as we wait for Coach Tingley. Long meeting in the locker room after this loss. But mentioned next time we'll be on the air. It will be Saturday, and Parasports Network will be covering both of those games. First, we'll be here at the high school as the girls JV and varsity play host to Peoria Notre Dame, the number 3 team in the state for 2A rankings on max preps for the entire state. No matter the class, they're ranked 12th. That's a 1 o'clock start for JV. Then we'll head up to Ernie Eveland, where the boys JV and varsity will play Chrisman. It's a 4:30 start for JV. It'll be a longer than usual break between the JV and varsity contests as the next class of the Hall of Fame will be introduced, and that'll be followed by the varsity games. Looking forward to that. That's been a really cool experience last couple of years, that Hall of Fame introduction.
I've got to miss the varsity game Saturday night. I have a date.
Yeah?
I do. Heading to the daddy-daughter dance.
There you go. Okay.
That's right. I've got a 10-year-old who has plans. She's going to keep me busy Saturday, so best of luck to the boys.
Next, looking at next week, boys will be in action on Tuesday, hosting La Salette. And
I hope they bring their crowd.
As long as nothing's changed, they have in the past brought a busload of their non-playing students, and they are just as rowdy.
Coach Tarr will make a deal with La Salette. He says, we will not charge admission for your students. Just bring them. The atmosphere in the gym when they are in there,
yep,
it is electric.
Yeah, definitely try to attend that one. And I think, well, that would have been 2 years ago. The last time La Salette came, we were playing it up at Ernie Eveland.
Eveland Gym, yeah.
And they brought their boys, and I think that might have been right after COVID, so the attendance restrictions were still in place. So I think it was just those students that made the trip. Really cool atmosphere, and that'll be next week. Coach Tingley's made his way up here. We'll let him settle into his headset and give you a second to catch your breath. But started to feel good after halftime, Coach. Looked like you guys were doing exactly what you probably had talked about. You came out and just looking at the huddle, there was energy. The positivity was there. It looked like, and then there was just that. I mean, just that. 4-5-0 run at the very end of the third quarter, and it was all gone, right?
And halftime, too. I mean, we gave up a 3, and then, missed a rebound, and they we missed an assignment there on defense, and they got us a quick layup on the backside of it, and they scored 5 quick points right there at halftime. And it ended up being a big quarter for them and a very poor quarter for us scoring-wise. Because there was a couple different runs. I thought we made it a game in the third there. We had them, we had them in some spots that we felt like, the boat could tip, and it just never did. We didn't really get to the foul line as much. We got to the foul line a lot, but I think we felt like the way we were attacking with their, they don't move their feet real well. They play defense with their hands a lot, and we just didn't get those calls that I would have liked to have gotten tonight to kind of two things. Get us to the foul line and give us more of a chance to score. And then secondly, get them in foul trouble. We talked about, there's really only 2 kind of shots you can get on them, and it's either, you're all the way to the rim and you're getting a layup that maybe is contested with a chance to foul, or you're going to draw defense and get a 3. So, it just at the end there, they made their free throws. Good teams do. Made their free throws, and then even offensive rebound there. They're just, when you're in that tight, there's no boxing out. I mean, when they're that tall, they just reach over and over you. That's what the ref kept saying is there's no box out. It's just they're just reaching up and over. So we can't do anything about that on those short shots that get missed. And so those couple rebounds, offensive rebounds they got and put back, and one of them was an and one. Just momentum killers. But I loved how our girls kept playing hard. We talked about playing with some persistence. No matter what the situation is, keep after it. And you said come out the second half. That's exactly what we did. We cut into the lead and we played with a lot of energy there. And then even through the fourth quarter, we played the entire fourth quarter, trying to make something happen, and extended that game as far as we could with fouls and jump balls and whatever, and it just didn't end up going our way.
Yeah, it's I was mentioning it because this rivalry now, I feel like it is as physical as it is. It's difficult because you're getting different officials who don't really understand that physicality of and they don't really want to get a hold of it. They probably just want to see it play out. But if a referee was year after year calling your guys' games, they probably would call a few things early on to kind of settle things down.
Yeah, I get that, and I don't disagree. But we've had a couple of those guys multiple times. And I'm not a guy that says we lose a game because of
right.
But the way the game was called or sometimes not called wasn't in our favor. We needed any of those little bump, touch, reach fouls to be called. And here's the thing. We fouled them multiple times too that we didn't get it. But I felt like on the drives, those were the ones that they were kind of letting go. We had their hands over us, on us, multiple times, and I get it. You're not going to call everything. The refs, aren't perfect. We're not perfect. Coaches aren't perfect. But for us to kind of have that handle on the game, those kind of fouls needed to be called, and they weren't tonight. And so it just is what it is. I was trying. I was asking for them. Wasn't getting much of a response for like why it wasn't or was when it was, because at the end there they started. Mm-hmm. They called 2 or 3 right there at the end of just reaching hands fouls, and so it's like, well, why is it in the last minute and a half a reach, but the other ones aren't? So it's whatever. We went in the locker room talking to our girls about the positives we could take from that game, and there are some. We wanted the win, we didn't get it, but we played with a lot of energy tonight. Showed some resiliency, and and tried to make a game out of it, but. The little freshman came in and hit 4 threes in the first. 3 of them in the first quarter, I think, right? And maybe one of them in the. We know she can shoot, but my goodness, I don't know if she missed one. And like it's hard. I'll put Gracie Watson out there, and it's hard to make 4 for 4. It just is. I don't care how good a shooter you are. So she really helped sustain them, especially there in that first quarter. If it weren't for her, we might have a little bit of a run on them and have a lead that kind of. Helps us get through and not have the, even if we had a lull in the second quarter, maybe we're even at halftime instead of down, 11 or whatever it was. But credit to them. They made the shots, and their girls made the plays, and they made their free throws, and, that's all you can do is play the game and hope that they miss the shots that they take and you make the shots you take. So that's the game, right?
Well, Saturday's a big day. Basketball in the town of Paris. Make your pitch for it shouldn't be much, but make your pitch to get people out here to start their day off.
Yeah, so if you want to see some good basketball, Peoria Notre Dame's coming in. They're the defending state champions. They have played a monster schedule. I was looking, over the past couple weeks at just who they've played. They've played a lot of really big, talented teams, Chicago area teams, Rockford area teams. So they are really good. I think they start 6 foot, 6 foot, 6 foot, 5'11", 5'8". That's their lineup. So they're a real big team. They're athletic. They're long. They're not big like these girls. They're tall, athletic girls. They get up and pressure you. They try to push the pace. So, we're going to have to match their energy. We can't match their size, but we got to match their energy. And give a shot. Last year when we played them there, the first quarter was really rough. And from that point on, after the first quarter, we played them to a 3-point game in the last 3 quarters. So, we'll see. It's not going to be an easy task, but our girls in the locker room were just talking about it, and they were excited about it. They were, seemed very energetic about having that opportunity on Saturday, and so these are the games, playing a Mount Carmel late in the season like this, playing a Peoria Notre Dame, those are games that, can help get you ready for a postseason. This is a real quick turnaround for us, so this is, similar to a postseason. Got to prepare quick for good teams. So, we're going to take it for what it's worth and, give our best shot and, see what happens.
Looking forward to it, Coach.
Yep. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Thanks as always, Coach Stanley, for making his way up and joining us on the post-game show. 67-53 final score. Coach Starr's got the Illini game pulled up on the video board. So looks like he's planning on staying here a little extra tonight to watch that. But yeah, tough one to lose that and feel like you're as close as you were in the third quarter, but really good team on the other side.
It is. Go home, get some rest, get ready to play the next one.
That's right. That'll wrap us up here for BJ Pheasant. I'm Clay Best signing off on the Paris Sports Network. Have a good night.
This has been Paris Tiger Sports on the Paris Sports Network. Brought to you by First Farmers Bank, Ingram Waste Disposal, Farm Credit Services, Templeton Funeral Home, Longview Bank, Chip and Bethany Keys at Seed Solutions, Terry Elston State Farm Insurance, Stewart and Carroll Funeral Home, Crispin Farm Center, Country Financial, and our affiliate sponsors Paul and Kathy Porter, Steve and Lynn Young, White Sheet Metal Heating and Air Conditioning, Will and Mary Ann Majors, and the Mary Lou Pine family.